Hey, this is John Miller with God Moments. And today I want to talk to you about the seventh feast. Okay, the seventh feast, oh my goodness, is the Feast of Booths. Okay, this feast is to celebrate the Israelites coming out of Egypt and living in tents or booths. The booths, it's another word for tent, right? And also, God dwelt in the tent of meetings also. So he dwelt there with them in a tent or a booth. All right. In the New Testament, we see on the Mount of Transfiguration, Peter suggesting that they build three booths, okay, because Jesus was transfigured and then he was meeting there with Moses and Elijah. And so he's thinking, God's with us, they're with us, we're going to be living all together. All right, it's a prophetic picture of God coming to earth, his first coming and his second coming also. Now, let's read Leviticus chapter 23. Let's see. On the 15th day, the seventh month, when you have gathered in the crops of the land, you shall celebrate the feast of the Lord for the 7 days, with a rest on the first day and a rest on the 8th day. Now, the feast day you shall take for yourself the foliage of a beautiful tree, the palm branches, and the boughs, and the leaves, and the trees, and the willows of the brook, and you shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. You shall thus celebrate it as a feast to the Lord for 7 days in the year. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations. You shall celebrate it in the seventh month. You shall live in booths for 7 days. All the nations born in Israel shall live in booths, so that your generation may know that I had the sons of Israel live in booths when I brought them out from the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. So Moses declared to the sons of Israel the appointed times of the Lord. Now, again, they're talking about when they came out of Egypt, they were dwelling in tents, and also God was in their midst in the tent of meetings. Now, then the Lord came to earth. Okay, God in the flesh. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning, and all things were created through him. Everything that was created. Okay, then we'll skip down to a little further in the chapter verse 14, where it says, and the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. Again, God is with us. Emmanuel, the Lord is with us. All right, then Jesus lives his righteous life here, is died and crucified for sins, and then he rises and ascends to heaven. Okay, but as he is ascending, there's an angel there saying, hey, he's going to come back for you guys. And Jesus also told the disciples that I'm going to be coming back, I'm going to the Father, and I'm going to prepare a place. And if I'm going to prepare a place, I'm coming back for you, buddy. All right, so then there'll be a time when Jesus comes back to the earth to judge the earth, but also to rule over the earth. As it's prophesied in the Old Testament, we look at the prophecies about King David and how he was going to have a ruler, or his seed would be on the throne forever. And they were speaking of Jesus being the king. But Jesus had two comings. Okay, the first time he was here to suffer and to die and pay for sins. The second time he's coming to judge the world and to rule over the world, and those that are with him, those that have been adopted, and those that believe in him are also going to rule and reign with him. It's such a mind-blowing thing. It's incredible to think about. So the Feast of Booths celebrates the exiting of Egypt and them dwelling in tents and God dwelling with them in the tent of meetings, and then also his first coming and his second coming, where we will be dwelling together and ruling and reigning together here on earth. All right. It talks about in Matthew also, Matthew chapter 21. We've got verse 15, I think it is. Let me check. Of course, it's not on the verse that I want. All right, there it is. But when the chief priest and the disciples saw the wonderful things he had done, and the children who were shouting in the temple, Hosanna to the Son of David, they became indignant and said to him, do you hear the children are saying? And Jesus said to them, yes, have you never read, out of the mouths of infants and nursing babes, you have prepared praise for yourself. And he left and went on to the city. Okay, now the people also, they were standing in the street and they were waving palm branches, and they'd thrown their cloaks and palm branches on the ground as Jesus rode into town on a donkey, signifying that he is the king and the Messiah. Okay, but what was happening, this was the week of Passover, not the week of Festival of Booths. But we see it, it sounds kind of similar to the festival of Booths, because of the palm branches and because of the celebration and because of what they're saying. They're saying, Hosanna, Hosanna. Hosanna means save us. So they're acknowledging him as Savior. They're pleading with him to be saved, but they're pleading to be saved from the Roman Empire. They don't realize that he's there to save them from their sins. All right, so again, this has been an incredible feast that was celebrated and should still be celebrated by Christians. And we need to be prepared for when Jesus is coming back. And by being prepared, we need to be staying in the Word. We need to be filled with His Spirit. We need to be obeying Him, obeying the commandments, and following after Him. And that is what each of you need to do, and what I need to do also. Okay, God bless you. Read the Word and know that Jesus is coming again.